Hi everyone, welcome to the Espada Negra channel. My name is Rui, and today I'm here to do a full review / first impression video of this. This, of course, is the Blackfencer Schiavona or Schiavona. I don't know Italian, so bear with me as I butcher the name of this sword. Feel free to correct me on the comments as well. This is a sword I've been meaning to get for a very long time now, ever since I started doing HEMA roughly in 2014, and I never really got around to it. And finally it is here. So before I do get started with this review, I just have a couple of things to say to get things out of the way. No, I am not sponsored by Blackfencer, as much as I want to. I have been working with them for a very long time now, both on the sabers, synthetic sabers, steel sabers, as well as the synthetic lines of rapiers and the synthetic and the steel rapiers as well. And I've been having a partnership with them for a very long time now, even though I am not, like I said, sponsored by them. And no, I did not get this sword for free. Okay. This sword is something that I've commissioned them last year, and this year they've managed to produce it, and here it is. We all know what Schiavonas are, again, pardon with the name, so I won't be getting into a great many deal of details on the typology of the sword. There are plenty of videos out there, plenty of documentation out there. I'm going to be focusing solely on reviewing this this sword that Blackfencer made. So a couple of things. This is based on the Type 1 Schiavona from Oakshot. So he has Type 1, Type 2, 2A, 2B, and this is the first type, which at the time I thought it would be the easiest one to make. Turns out not so much. It's actually the hardest. I think the other methods are fairly simple, especially the 2B, which is more closely lined up, or resembles, better yet, that's the right word. It best resembles the method that Blackfencer currently uses for their basket hilt swords. This one, on the other hand, not so much. Okay, it is composed of a series of leaves that basically link to the main knuckle bow, and it also has a thumb ring, so there's a lot of intricacies on this sword. Spec wise, grip size is 9 centimeters, so it fits my hand just nicely. So it allows me to use the thumb ring without fingering the quillen. It allows me to also put my finger over the quillen, and that is fine. I can use it fairly well. I think that the whole grip with the pommel is like 14 centimeters, if I measured it correctly. Should be just about that. So it allows me to both put the finger over the quillen or use it with a hammer grip using the thumb grip, the thumb ring. And I did use it in sparring. I will put the video at the end of the review as well. Other than that, so moving on to the blade size, 85 centimeters. I'm wondering if I should have gone a little bit higher. This is their standard blade for the basket hilted broadswords that they have. So it's the exact same blade. The sole exception is they made a new hilt to be the Schiavona. So blade, I got no comments on the blade, other than it didn't seem to take a lot of edge damage. Some Blackfencer swords take a lot of edge damage. My longsword does, my spadroon does. This one didn't seem to take it as much damage as the other two did. Their sabers, on the other hand, seemed perfectly fine taking edge damage. The rapier that I used this against is also perfectly fine, and I think this is up to par with that rapier blade. Other things. So points of balance, 13 centimeters, spot on. I gave them a spec sheet, and I will be also putting the spec sheet on the video, so you guys get a better idea of what I requested versus what I got, and it's pretty much on point. So 13 centimeters point of balance, and 1,130 grams to be precise, total weight. So I think they hit the nail right on the head with this sword. It is beautiful. Not only speaking about the hilt itself, but also the way that it handles. It's perfect. It's exactly what I've been looking for. It matches a lot of Type 1 historical replicas. Now, I didn't do this alone. I don't have a lot of Schiavonas laying around the house, but I did have the help of Michael Thomas from the Academy of Historical Fencing, and he gave me a bunch of specs, and we've both been pushing Blackfencer to do a Schiavona for a very long time now, and it's finally here. It's happening. Things that I would change. Not a great many deal of things, okay? Again, blade size could be a little bit longer. I'm okay with this as it is. Flex-wise, perfect. It's just about as flexible as any other swords that they've made, so it hit the nails on the head. It's the nail on the head. Spatulated tip. I quite like it. It did come with... it did come tipped, but since it's spatulated, I wondered, might be useful, might not be useful. I'll give it a go, both with and without the tip. I went tipless first, because it is spatulated, so usually I don't have a lot of issues there. Spoiler alert, I'll get there as well. So, hilt. On the hilt, it's exactly a Type 1. I did request a couple of modifications from the Type 1, namely the inside here. Okay, so this inside usually only has one leaf, so one leaf, which I thought would be a bit of a weak spot. You know, if I get cut inside the hand, if I get a thrust on the inside of the hand, I won't have that much protection. So I made a modification to the design. I've given them the layout, and I also have someone very special to thank for. Stay tuned. So yes, I added 2 extra leaves to give more protection on the inside, and also to try and strengthen this single bar that we have here. On the outside, so this is on the inside of the hilt, on the outside of the hilt, I did the following. So the leaves usually end on this first bar, and they would be very small leaves. So to try and, again, strengthen and give more protection, I ended up, actually I don't think they end here, they end on this one, on the second bar, sorry. So I extended them far beyond until they reached the final bar. Because if they reach the final bar, again, it's strengthening these 2 bars, which means it won't get, you know, damaged too much, I hope, or it won't get bent out of shape. More things. Yes, there is one thing that, depending on the hand size, could be an issue. If I am hammering this grip, the size of the basket, it's perfect. If I choose to finger it over the quillen with standard leather glove, this bar here specifically digs into the knuckle. Okay, not a big deal. It has some cushioning. Again, I like the fact that it's not overly large, like some of the baskets are, to fit a heavy glove. I don't see the reason to. So it's not an issue for me. There's some room for my hand to move in, and you know, it is a basket, so it's going to be tight. More things. On the back, there is the vestigial quillen bent to the side. Could have been a little bit longer. Again, not objecting to it. Considering the blade length, they had some constraints to work with. If the blade was a little bit longer, they could have added some you know, made the quillen a little bit longer to make more weight on the hilt. But other than that, no, I don't have much to add to it. It is a beautiful sword, like I said. Specs are spot on. Love it to bits. It's exactly what I wanted, and I could never ask for more. There is someone who I have to thank, and Señor Ramiro, muchísimas gracias por todo. You'll know. I met this person a while back, Ramiro, and he was on the Schiavonistas group, and he was kind enough to send me some plans. He's been constructing Schiavonas with PVC tubing, and he molds it and he cuts them to size, and he's been trying also to get them made on steel. And if it wasn't for him and his kindness sending me the plans so that I could trace over and so that I could rearrange to accommodate for these changes on the hilt, I think Blackfencer would have had a little bit harder time doing it. again, not taking away from Blackfencer, because they did an amazing job. I don't think I can stress that enough. But Ramiro was very nice, a very kind person. He has, I think he has basically all of the typologies and some variations laid out, which, of course, if it is molded into steel, this is the result. It is perfect. Oh, one more thing that I would like to add. I think it is on the front. If you see it from the front, okay, you'll notice that these two bars are coming down more parallel to each other, so almost like a vertical line. One thing that I would change, I would make them not go down, but go out. Okay, so that it could form like a star here. I think that is more characteristic of the Schiavonas that are around. But again, that's me nitpicky. It doesn't take away from the craftsmanship, from the work that I've had, and from the brilliant sword that I have in my hands. So yes, going back to Ramiro, he sent me those files. I'll show you what they look like. Also, you know, going over the video. And he was very kind helping me with that. I managed to trace over. I didn't put it to scale because I don't work with scales, but I did manage to implement the changes that I have, modifying a couple of pieces here and there, and then sending it to Blackfencer. And then they took the extra time to put things to scale, put things to size, hammer it out, and craft this. One last piece. I think they're gonna laugh about this. Pommel is golden. One of the new things that Blackfencer has been implementing, which is coating, and because yes, gold, shiny, love it, it's perfect. So that being said, I am gonna put the video over it. And why did I say I've only used it once? And well, I kind of screwed up. So I used it against a rapier. The rapier that I have from Blackfencer is 1 meter long blade. 1 meter long blade? Yes, 1 meter long blade. Now I was wondering what I was thinking. And basically I was fingering the quillen and going from inside guard to outside to parry a thrust. So I was provoking a thrust on the outside. The moment that I switched over to the outside, I got thrust right here. And it hurt a lot. And yeah, that was my only bout. Sword itself was perfect. Blade itself was perfect. It sings beautifully when it hits another piece of steel. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. I hope that I've covered everything. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to write them on the chat below. On the chat below? No, not chat. On the comment section below. That's it. And I'll be more than happy to answer them. So yeah, Blackfencer Schiavona. What else is there? Got nothing else to say. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you. Ciao for now. Muito brevemente. Yeah. Blackfencer.
Question's moving on back.
Dai, con curta.
Ja. No to stanie tym parę.